This poem, Elegy for Tommy Mooney, was actually born of a nonfiction project I was working on, where I was attempting to follow all these threads that ran through my family's history. And it was an effort to sort of mine for the locus or the many sites of griefs that I felt to be reverberating or rippling into the present. At the heart of the project, I was thinking of my mother. And to understand my mother, I wanted to trace back to what happened before, even before my mother or when she was very young. One of the events that has always felt so striking in all that history was the unexpected death of my grandmother's brother, Tommy Mooney, who was still young when it happened. For this project that I was working on, I was combing through old newspaper archives and records, and one about Tommy's death was just so stunning to me in an awful way, but also in an honorific way. The headline at the top of the Troy record was Trojan Falls, because his high school mascot was the Trojan and his father had also been the coach. I wanted to stay in that terrible moment of my family's past, I think in part to mourn him and to see the interconnected and severed traumas of everyone around him after that. And this elegy was an effort to do that, to archive that loss, and I think even to draw him closer to me. Elegy for Tommy Mooney, 1938 to 1960. What might have been the last thing you saw, not grain feed or silo walls too high to ever reach? I want it to be your brother's arms, his mouth just above the ladder from which you fell, your name on his lips. You were 6 years younger than I am now. Still, I imagine you, my hand on the wall of this dark cave in County Cork, alone and always wanting to touch all that escapes me. I have flown across the Atlantic to be nearer to the soil, our name. Envelope of umber void, the mouth of this place didn't frighten me until I remembered the newspaper, your obituary. I remembered the image of you falling into endless corn grain, how even with your brother's hands brushing the top of your head, you must have felt defenseless there. Here, in the place of your blood, the place that you will never see, I'm thinking of all the hands that felt for you through the granule, the men who hurried down the ladder to get to you, your brothers screaming, "Are you there?" And you upright, 15 minutes later, somewhere in all that corn, sunken deep, lifeless. The Wednesday after your death, your mother carefully cut out your face and name from the Troy record beneath the headline, Trojan Falls.